Hello there and welcome once again to the Mayor's Magazine. I'm Mick Cornett, the Mayor of Oklahoma City, and this is our show for August 2014. Glad you're with us. We're going to meet four very interesting people today, and in our first segment we're going to meet Ray Tennyson. Ray, welcome to the Mayor's Magazine.
Nice to be here. I appreciate the opportunity.
Ray is an artist, grew up in the Oklahoma City metro area, and he's produced some incredible work, and we're going to show some of those works a little bit later. But first, I want to hear more about you. And you were telling me right before we started the show that you grew up in Midwest City.
Yes, sir. I grew up in Midwest City. I resided in Dale City, but you know it was a district type thing. And it was a good, good childhood. But as far as starting off my career in the arts, it was an on and off thing. Because of school, it was kind of more of.
Were you always interested in art? Can you remember back to grade school, perhaps?
It was one of those things that it kept, it nudged at you, a little bit, and that's kind of what it did. It was on and off, and then I guess senior year is when stuff starts to get more serious. Okay, you got to think about your life and what you really want to do. And
what type of art classes were available to you when you were coming through
it was
middle school and high school?
The general art class that you do. They kind of teach you almost all the crafts, from molding and sculpting and stuff like that. So it kind of sparked right there, in the senior year. I had the skills already, but it kind of, for me to push myself to do it, it was, from the school, the senior
When
year.
did you first suspect you might have a talent that other kids didn't necessarily have?
I didn't.
You didn't
Yeah,
think
you
did?
did. I mean, I don't think you do. I think you just do something as a hobby, and it's kind of it passes time, and then you get so good at it, and then I guess as you become an adult, you kind of figure out, okay, I'm doing something that a lot of people can do. That's because you build up the skill, and when you're in school, it's that thing that it keeps telling you to work at it. So I wouldn't say I actually knew until very recently.
And how long was it before you were able to start making a living, or at least a partial living, off your art?
I decided to become an actual, artist. It was 2010, and that's when I really started practicing.
So you're only like 20 at the time, yeah?
20, that was it, yeah. I started very late, and but I remember I told myself I'm going to work, nonstop until I get to that level. And 2012 was when I did. I was requested, I think, on one of the social networks to do Russell Westbrook, and that's when they was, going really good in the teams. And I did a painting of him, and then I did a video of me painting it in 5 minutes. I kind of smashed like probably 20 hours of painting into 5 minutes.
A little time-lapse
photography.
photography.
Yeah, time-lapse, and on YouTube, and then we end up getting like 13,000 views, and then on a few Thunder blogs, and that's when I was on the news channel, and from there is when I started going full-time.
All right, well, we have some pictures of some of your work.
Nice.
So we will look at that, and tell us what we're looking at here. First, the Serge Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka, yes. Yeah. These actual paintings were I call them the Roar collection, and so basically, all of them are kind of like, in their moment, after a shot or something, they just kind of gave a roar, and so that's kind of one I wanted to give on this one. So I did.
So there's one of Serge, and there's one of Russell, and then one of Kevin.
Katie, yes sir, yes sir.
And where are these pieces of art today, the originals?
The originals, it's kind of a story behind the originals. Yeah. Actually, I was getting ready to do these for a charity, and what happened was on their way shipping, before I got reproductions done of them, so I have prints, but the actual originals all got destroyed.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it was on route to a highway. So kind of the first reproductions actually became the originals, because at that point they're the only things left. So so it's kind of a neat story. At first it was more of a down type thing. I was like, wow, all the originals are gone. But then again, it had a story behind it, so it made them more valuable. And so now they sell pretty good now.
Really?
Yes, sir.
And so these are for sale in different places around the city?
Yeah, you can, the first three, the actual reproductions, the first ones are actually displayed in Aloft, the new hotel downtown. Yes, and the rest of them, they're limited edition. You can buy those off my website, raytennyson.com.
raytennyson.com. We'll put that on the screen as well, okay?
Yes, sir.
And then tell us about this picture here. It's Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, yeah, it's another charity. I was really good at doing working with most of the OKC Thunder players as far as with their charities, and so they had commissioned me to do a portrait of KD or Serge Ibaka, and so this particular picture was done for Ibaka's, I believe, not Night for Africa, but one of his African events, and basically it went for auction. It was that painting and it was a Sergeant Baca painting, so it was 2 total.
Yeah. And were they auctioned off?
Yeah, they were auctioned off.
How much did they go?
These auctioned off for $5,000, I believe, and Thabo Cephalos's event, which was a year before, KD and Russell signed both portraits that I did for them, and those auctioned off for $140,000.
$140,000.
Yes, sir.
What's that feel like?
It's still surreal when I explain it and then tell it. It's still one of those things that it feels weird saying, because I didn't ever think my artwork, and of course with their signatures can produce something and help a charity like that. So it was a awe moment for me.
And you have a pretty good work ethic.
Absolutely.
How many hours a week do you spend at your craft?
Well, since it's full time, so, and you want to build your career as best as possible, and so one of the things I've done is I probably put in 80% of my time into it. So I would get probably just like a normal job, 80 hours, as
And
much
do you
as
have a
possible.
studio at your house?
Yes, I do everything online basically. So basically, my thing is I kind of want to be a new type digital artist, and I don't want to be stuck in one place. I want to be able to paint anywhere around the world at any time, and so I do everything digitally from my website.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
RayTennyson.com,
Yes,
and
sir.
we're proud of it. We love to have a local artist on the Mayor's Magazine. Congratulations on your early success.
I appreciate it.
Look forward to seeing what's in the future.
I can't wait.
All right. We'll have more on the Mayor's Magazine right after this.